I just don't want to sit there and look back on the past, let's say, year or so, because you got Death Stranding, Last of Us 2, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't want to look back and be like, damn, I really wish they just waited a year and I could be playing these on the PlayStation 5. That's one of my biggest fears. And the second would be, I don't want to buy this game for the PlayStation 5.
Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show.
A few days ago, when I sat down to record this episode of the talk show, it was rather long, so I decided to break it up, and I'm kind of redoing it now as well because I didn't really like the quality of the last video. This is brought to you by Tech Radar. Not brought to you as in sponsored by, just brought to you because they posted an article like 6 days ago. Now I saw the tagline for the article and I did some other searches in terms of what's on this list and what we're going to really be getting into this episode. But as you can see by now, PlayStation 5 games, all the games confirmed and expected on the PlayStation 5. And I just want to kind of jump to the stuff here. Confirmed PlayStation 5 games. New Bluepoint Studios game. Now, I'm unfamiliar with Bluepoint. It's taken months, but we finally got our first confirmed PS5 game. That's not to say we have a name or release date or even a concept, but this is the first time a company has come out into the open and said that it is indeed developing a title for Sony's next generation console. Okay, shout out to Bluepoint Studios for finally announcing it and doing it. I guess it would be a big deal because if you're not going to release your game on PlayStation 4, that whole debate or conversation could get people aggy, as they like to say, or having your release games on multiple consoles. Again, I don't necessarily like that. So I'm giving some props out here to Bluepoint. That company is Bluepoint Studios, the team best known for ports of classic games, having put out the incredibly well-received Metal Gear Solid HD collection, Uncharted the Nathan Drake collection, and astonishing Shadow of the Colossus remaster. Okay, so this is how the studio kind of got their start. It's kind of cool, I guess. Like, a studio can be like an underground rapper where they're ghostwriting for these tracks. I didn't equate the Metal Gear Solid HD collection, Uncharted, or the Nathan Drake collection, or Shadow of the Colossus remaster for that matter, to Bluepoint Studios. You know, because here in the West, we don't necessarily dive that deep on the surface level. Whereas if you go to Japan, some of those art directors and art creators are really held at the top of their field, even though they're not necessarily the lead programmers, right? So I do always try to pay attention, but this went over my head. Talk early in 2019 pointed to the studio's next project being yet another reimagining of a classic game, and with the is the remaster technically a reimagining? They haven't really reimagined anything, well, at least from the list you've given me. And with rumors swirling around a Demon's Souls remake happening, an IP owned by Sony, unlike the rest of the Bandai Namco franchise, it's looking like a relatively good guess that'll be the company's next title. Okay, so what they're saying is that this Bluepoint Studios is going to remaster Demon's Souls. Now, I understand Demon's Souls isn't technically Dark Souls, but it is still owned by Sony, just like they said. I don't want to see it, and I don't need to see it. I'm good with my Souls. You know, I don't need remasters or remakes for every single game that ever was made. Obviously, there's a fan base for that. However, I think the art becomes stagnant. If I don't have another remaster, I'm okay with that. Now, remakes are completely different. I'm all for a 7 remake, especially when you look at how it was initially. If you're telling me you're doing that, even more props. But just trying to say that they're reimagining classic games when they really just remastered Shadow of the Colossus, which already looked pretty good on a PlayStation 2. I mean, come on, let's be honest. And Metal Gear and Uncharted. It's not like they took a game that was trash and made it look better. I mean, Metal Gear looked good. Uncharted looked good. So it's not like hey, their opinion, it is what it is. Tech Radar. Let me make sure I say who read the article, so I'm sorry about that for now. Maybe I'll insert it in later. But it's by Vic Hood, Henry St. Ledger. 6 days ago in gaming. All right, cool. I mean, I'm not too. We don't know what it is yet. They might say it's the Demon Souls. I did beat Demon Souls, but Watch Dogs Legions. I'm excited for this, even though I disliked the first Watch Dogs. I saw the appeal of Watch Dogs 2, but Watch Dogs might be one of those franchises just like Infamous to me. Whereas I didn't play Infamous because I played Uncharted. Games that kind of came out at the same time, you know, you can't play everything, so you select and choose. And I think I made a great choice in not picking Infamous, though I know it's a huge cult. Like, it's a little bit bigger than cult, but it is still in line of that kind of following. And I think Watch Dogs is among them. But however, what I've seen of Watch Dogs Legion, it looks amazing. It looks more in tune with what we classically did in terms of like Final Fantasy stuff. When you pick like a mage class or this class or that class, it seems like this you're picking classes over a central narrative focus and a character like in God of War. And I think that really works with Watch Dogs because of the vibe and atmosphere they create. So I'm actually excited for that. First announced at E3 2019, Watch Dogs Legion was initially confirmed for March 2020. However, since then, Ubisoft has confirmed that the game will now be delayed into the next financial year, which runs from April 2020 to April 2021, meaning Watch Dogs Legion could see a delay of as little as a month or up to a year. I'll wait on the year release because, in all honesty, I don't want to see your game get made for the PlayStation 4 and then get ported to a PlayStation 5. I want your game to be made for the PlayStation 5 and then think about the PlayStation 4 users. Again, people will say whatever they want, but you know, I work hard. You might work hard. I hope you work hard, and you worked hard for X thing. I don't care if it's a car, a house, a PlayStation 5, a day out to dinner. I don't care. So don't knock people just because they get a new thing. You don't know how hard they work to get that. So I'm saying, as a developer and as an artist even more so, I would want to use the best tech available to me at that time to make my art. And it just kind of sucks all around for everybody, because we got to buy the game twice. They got to make the game twice. I don't like it. This delay, however, does make it more likely than ever that Watch Dogs Legion will launch on the PlayStation 5 platform. Okay, so this is one of those suspected, what was the word they used exactly? They used expected. This is one of those expected titles to be on the PlayStation 5, though it's a higher chance that this will be on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. I doubt Ubisoft will want to miss out on both fiscal years. Gods and Monsters. Now, I don't know anything about this. Just like Watch Dogs Legion, Gods and Monsters, another title from Ubisoft, announced that for PS4 at E3 2019 that's delayed from its original early 2020 release into the next financial year. We could see Gods and Monsters released anytime between April 20th and March 2021, and have now had official confirmation that it will be coming to the PlayStation 5. Okay, so this they leave the door open here to say that it could be coming on the PlayStation 4, but it is coming to the PlayStation 5. I don't necessarily know what this game is. What I believe the game is like a Dauntless. If that makes sense. I think it's visually right here what I'm looking at, and if I had to guess, I would think it's like Dauntless, which I'm okay with, I guess. Ubisoft, if I had to pick one of the two Ubisoft games, I'm definitely going to go Watch Dogs Legion over Gods and Monsters. Sorry. Rainbow Six Quarantine. Now, I love Rainbow Six, but I did love it more back in the day, and Quarantine's cool. They're kind of re-releasing some stuff and giving some new stuff and trying to make the game more live service. I don't know. You got to compete with Fortnite and Apex and H1Z1 and PUBG somehow, right? Giving your different opinions on them or whatever. That's a whole genre of shooting game. And it's still classified as a shooter. So there's a lot of competition in the genre of shooting games. And Rainbow Six is still, one of the top 3 best there is to play, especially competitively. So it does have that always going for it. So I like the changes, and I expected it to be on the PlayStation 5, no doubt about it.